Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, The Exploring Medic. Today we are going to discuss about the bones of the upper limb, in which we will discuss all bones one by one, and we'll start with the clavicle. So there are many bones in the upper limb like clavicle, scapula, humerus, radius, ulna, carpals, metacarpals, phalanges. So we'll start with the clavicle. We'll study about the clavicle in detail. So let us start without wasting time. So the thing we are showing is the clavicle. This bone is known as clavicle. Now clavicle is also known as collar bone, and it is S shaped from the surface. And if we talk about the clavicle, it articulates medially with the acromion process and laterally with the acroclavicular joint. So this portion is known as lateral, this portion is known as medial. So lateral portion articulates with joint and medial surface articulates with the process acromion. So if we talk about the functions of the clavicle, it supports the upper limb holding the trunk and ribs, as it is only the one long bone in the body which is placed horizontally. It transmits forces from upper limb to the axial skeleton, and one of the important functions is that it provides an area for attachment of muscles. Now if we talk about the peculiarities of the clavicle, it is only the bone that lies horizontally like this in the human body. It has no medullary cavity. We have discussed about medullary cavity and all in the general anatomy. So if anyone don't know these terms, refer to that video. It is subcutaneous throughout. It is the first bone to start ossification, that is in the intrauterine life, and the ossification lasts for approx 25 years. And it has two primary centers for ossification, which we will discuss in the topic when ossification comes. And it ossifies with the cartilage, that is membranocartilageous ossification, and then it converts into the bone, that is endochondral ossification. We have seen in the general anatomy that first it is cartilaginous, then it converts into the bone. Now we will start with the parts of the clavicle. Now pay a good concentration. This is the lateral end, which is also known as acromial end, and this is the medial end, which is also known as sternal end. Lateral end is flattened above downward, you can see clearly, which is flattened above downward, and medial end is enlarged and quadrilateral, you can see. Now lateral end articulates with the medial margin of the acromion process, and medial 2/3 articulates with the clavicular notch of mammobrum sterni. Now it has shaft which is curved. So medial 2/3, this one, is convex forward. You can see this is convex forward, medial 2/3, and this is lateral 1/3, which is concave forward, like this. And there is groove, that is subclavian groove, which is present inferiorly. Now if we are talking about the side determination of clavicle, you have to hold the clavicle like this in a horizontal way. Make sure that lateral 1/3 it is in the concavity and medial 2/3 is in the convexity, and both the end comes in such a way that lateral 1/3 is shown flattened from above to downward, and medial 2/3 is quadrilateral. You have to hold like this so you can easily identify. Many students hold bone like these, but the proper way is this. Getting it? or this. Don't get confused. This is the proper way. Now, if we talk about the lateral end, see, it is flattened from above downward, as you know. It has oval facet on the medial margin, and this forms acromioclavicular joint. And end attachment is with the fibrous capsule of the acromioclavicular joint. And if we talk about the medial 1/3, it is saddle shaped like this, saddle shaped, and it articulates with the clavicular notch of manubrium sterni, which is located here. This is clavicular notch of manubrium sterni. Now, if we talk about the shaft, shaft is divided into two parts: lateral 1/3, medial 2/3. Now, lateral 1/3 has two surfaces, that is superior, inferior. And two borders, anterior, posterior. Now, if we talk about the superior surface, it is subcutaneous. If we talk about the inferior surface, it is present where there is conoid tubercle and trapezoid. This is conoid tubercle where it is present, and here trapezoid, which together forms the coracoclavicular ligament. So remember that conoid tubercle and trapezoid both are present in the inferior surfaces. Now, if we talk about the border, anterior border, that is this one, this gives the origin to deltoid muscle, which is concave. And in the posterior border, there is insertion of the trapezoid muscle. Here trapezoid insertion, here origin. Now, if we talk about the medial 2/3, anterior surface is convex forward. You can say it is convex forward, anterior surface, and it gives attached to the clavicular head of pectoralis major. Here there is attachment of pectoralis major. Like here it is deltoid, here it is trapezoid, here it is conoid. And posterior surface is concave backward, like this, and it gives attachment to sternohyoid muscle on the lateral part. This is lateral one, and concave forward. Now, if we talk about the superior surface, this one, then here comes the sternocleidoid muscle, which is on the half side of the surface, medial half of the surface, sternocleidomastoid muscle. And if we talk about the inferior surface, then there is this one, where costocavicular ligament, clavipectoral fascia, subclavius muscle, and nutrient foramen of the clavicle is present. Now, if we talk about the nutrient foramen of the clavicle, it is present on the lateral hand of the subclavian groove. Here comes the subclavian groove somewhere. Ready? So, if we talk about the muscles attached on the clavicle, then you can easily say that here trapezoid, it is here deltoid, here sternocleidomastoid, here pectoralis major, and here it is subclavius, and it forms a groove. And this trapezoid and choroid part forms a coracoclavicular ligament. And here comes the attachment to the manubrium sterni. And the lateral 1/3 is the common part for the fracture of the clavicle if we talk about the clinical anatomy. Now, if we talk about the ossification of the clavicle, it is two primary center in the medial and lateral in the shaft, that is medial and lateral in the shaft. When there is 5 to 6 weeks of intrauterine life, ossification of the clavicle starts, and it completes on the 45th day of intrauterine life. If we talk about the secondary center, it is present at the sternal end. Sternal end, that is lateral 1/3. When there is 19 to 20 years in female, it articulates and it fuses when it is 25 years. And secondary center is present in the acromial end, which starts with the 20th year and ends at the 20th year only. That is fuses immediately. So this end, acromial end, it fuses immediately on the time, on the spot, and the lateral 1/3, that sternal end, starting process of the appearance is 19 to 20 year, and it fuses at the end of 20th year. If we talk about the clinical application, then one is clavicular dysostosis, which is a condition in which medial part and lateral part of the clavicle remain a non-union. So there is no ossification. And one is cleidocranial dystosis. It is the condition in which there is absence of clavicle due to defective ossification of skull. Do remember this clinical application. Now once again you can see the video and recall, there is nothing hard in the clavicle. You just have to remember the origin insertions of the muscle, which is lateral 1/3, medial 1/3. Their synonyms, that is acromion, clavicule, all these things. Okay, so it was all about today's video. Now we'll come with the next one, that is scapula. Like this way the series of the bone will be running. In case of any doubt, you can ask in the comment section, and you can refer any of the book which you are using as a university level exam to study the clavicle. Thank you. Have a nice day.